Hey, what's up guys? BO2 here. I got you a Xbox One review. So the first thing I wanted to start off with was just showing you the interface and stuff with the Xbox One in case you were not familiar with it. Pretty similar to the 360. You can see here it's like, it's basically got the Windows 8 look to it. It's got the similar stuff. This is all you see on the homepage. I know the 360 had a few tabs. I think it had like 5 or 6. This one only has 3 as far as I'm concerned. It has your pins, and your home, and your store obviously. You have your games, movies, TV, apps, music, etc. You can search for it and do all the basic stuff you could on the 360. They did limit some things as far as I can tell, and those basically you're just including some settings, so we'll go into that and I'll let you guys see it. You can obviously do your network settings, where that includes, I believe, just connecting to networks and all that. I'm using wireless network at the moment. It's all good though. I know I probably should be using wired, but it doesn't really matter. It's not relevant. But you got your connect, which I never use. And then your preferences, I use certain notifications I turn off so they don't appear in my videos like I did with the 360. If you guys ever wondered why you never saw anything pop up like when I got a message, it's because I have it turned off because the sound annoyed me. After a while now I just got used to not having them on. I know I have them on the Xbox One, but that's just until I get used to everything. But I still have that on. But I turned off Skype because it does get annoying when people call me in the middle of a match and it lasts about 30 seconds, probably longer. It doesn't, I don't know if they fixed that. But yeah, the Skype call, the little notification would stay on the screen. It took up about 1/6 of the screen. It was in the bottom middle. So you can imagine how annoying that was. Like I said, don't know if they fixed that. Probably not, to be honest. But that's pretty much the settings. I'm sure there's basic stuff that you guys would probably already knew about that. So we'll sign in, just show you how to sign in and stuff. It's pretty simple stuff. I'm just going through it just to kind of let you guys see what it's like. In case you've not been over at a friend's house and seen it, but that's how that goes. So now I'm signing in. As you know, some things have changed due to my personal settings. If I was to select a game to play out, let's say I wanted to go play Titanfall, and the Titanfall disc is in because I didn't download the digital copy. I believe you can still download digital copies of new games, but I decided to get the disc just because it's more reliable. It seems like, I don't know, I'm probably sounding really silly by saying that, but apparently we got an update. But yeah, it'll tell you, whenever you need an update, you can start the update. So I would start the update and do my own thing. But I can back out of that and go back to the home menu and all that good stuff, and it'll install it and do everything I need it to do. And you can't play another game unless, like I said, it was downloaded digitally or you have the disc in. So that's how that goes. Pretty simple stuff. Most of you guys should already have known this, but I just wanted to get through this little introduction to the interface. We'll move on to my full review of the Xbox One. Alright, let's go. Alright, so I've had the Xbox One for a few months now. Got quite a bit of time played on it, just for the time period, so to speak. And I feel like I can give a pretty good opinion on what I honestly think about the Xbox One, if it's worth it, if it's not worth it. All that we'll cover in this video, so get prepared. Go ahead and get you a snack and sit back and relax. What's up guys, BO2 here. And yeah, I got my Xbox One review for you guys. I know you guys have been waiting for it. I've been talking about it a few times, here and there, about for the past week or so. And I've been excited to bring you guys the Xbox One review because a lot of people are actually still curious about the Xbox One, and they're just wondering if it's worth it. So I'm here to tell you right now, and you can base your opinion off of what I think. Just because of what I think doesn't necessarily mean you have to go with what I think, but that's just my instinct, and I'll tell you guys how it is. So let's get started. So we'll start off with the cons, and we'll end it on a high note and tell you all the pros about the Xbox One. So the cons, I'll start out with saying that it's lacking features. And what I mean by that is, I feel like the controls, as far as the guide is concerned, the guide is the main thing, as you guys remember from the 360. The 360's guide was the saving grace of the thing. It was very easy to navigate. It was very simple. And like I said, with simplicity comes great reward. Simplicity is very key in many things, especially technology with this day and age. A lot of people just can't keep up with it, so they want simple things that they can just boom boom boom, and they can be playing their game, doing their updates and all that. And that was a nice little triple kill there, but they can do their updates. And honestly, the Xbox One does do generally most of the updates pretty automatically. You saw in the introduction, it was pretty simple to understand. But there are other things that make it a little bit more complicated and more complex that people just aren't used to at the moment. So the casual user may have a little bit more of a difficult time navigating through the settings and all that good stuff. But with a little bit of practice, you can definitely learn it. It's not too difficult. Like I said, I myself learned it, but it took me a little bit of time to understand it. Honestly, I think that's simply because it's a new product, so they had to make a few new changes to keep it fresh and keep people feeling like they aren't getting ripped off. And speaking of getting ripped off, I will get into the next topic. So, the Kinect. I understand that the Xbox One is roughly $100. You know, we're just speaking about launch prices compared to the PlayStation 4. A lot of people were up in arms about this. As you guys remember, if you've ever watched any videos on YouTube, they would talk about this and say, well, heck, I'm going to get the PS4 because statistically it's more powerful and it's $100 cheaper. You can't really go wrong with that. Honestly, you're still going to have to probably buy some games, maybe a few controllers, and maybe a few accessories with that, you know, headset adapters. You know, honestly, I don't agree that we have to pay another, how much ever. I think it's like 25 to 30 bucks for a headset adapter when we've already paid so much for some of these overpriced headsets. Astro, I'm talking about you. I'm just kidding. I think Astro actually is a pretty good headset. I would like to get one to give a review about it as well, maybe in the future. But anyway, the Kinect is a lot of what people are saying is the reason the Xbox One is $100 more than the PlayStation 4, because the PlayStation 4 does not come with the PlayStation Move or something, I think is what it's called. I'm not exactly for sure. I haven't really looked into it because I don't have a PlayStation 4, you know, so I didn't feel the need to be interested in any of the technical aspects of it, like some of the accessories and stuff, but you guys will definitely know what I'm talking about. It's basically the Kinect for the PlayStation, in, you know, very simple terms. And obviously that doesn't come with the PlayStation. And I think it's like 50 to 60 bucks, right? I'm not exactly for sure. I could be getting that incorrect, but I heard it's like 50 to 60 dollars, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But it doesn't come with the PlayStation. But the Kinect does come with the Xbox One, at least as it stands. There is just a Titanfall edition where it comes with Titanfall, I believe, and then it's got a Day 1 edition, which you had to get if you pre-ordered it, and then there's the other edition that I got, where I just picked it up in the store, and all it comes with is the Xbox One, a controller, and that's pretty much it. Just enough to power the system and all that. I think it's like a 500 gig hard drive, not too bad. Some of the games do take up quite a bit of storage though, so it doesn't really seem like it's that big of a difference. Like if a 360 had a 500 gig hard drive, it would be a big difference. But seeing as Xbox One, you know, updates and games and stuff take up a lot more space, it doesn't seem as big of a hard drive as it would if it was a 360. But we're getting off topic. So the Kinect, I honestly don't think, what they should have done was made a few different SKUs of the model. And what I mean by that is they should have made one where you didn't have to have the Kinect, so that way they could have knocked a little bit of the price off, because some people aren't even going to use the Kinect. The Kinect is not mandatory, at least as it stands right now. I never use my Kinect. I have it pointing at the wall. I really don't even know why I have it plugged in, to be honest with you. I mean, the only reason I did originally have it plugged in is before I got my Elgato to record on the Xbox One, I would tell it to, you know, I'd say Xbox record, and it would record me some, you know, 720p gameplay, which wasn't the worst quality. I think is actually pretty good for the system. So I will have to give them credit on that. So that is how it is. But the thing is with the Kinect, I don't think it's necessary, and therefore I think they should have made two different versions of the Xbox One. You know, for the people that did not want to actually have the Kinect, because if they could go a cheaper route, that would have actually helped them a lot in the long run to sell more models. I think that would have helped out a lot. But that's just my opinion. I mean, honestly, you know, I'm just trying to think about it in a logical term. You know, terminology where a lot of people they're doing everything they can in this economy to save them a buck or two. And if they're just trying to get it for their kid or just get it for themselves to play or whatever, they're going to go the cheaper route, because most people don't use the Kinect. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest, at least not that I've heard of. Not many people really enjoy the Kinect. It's just how it is. With that being said, had they made two different versions, one without the Kinect and one with the Kinect, and, you know, sold it for cheaper, I think the Xbox One would have done substantially better. Luckily, Titanfall is helping pull the sales up of the Xbox One, so that is a good thing for Microsoft. I'm going to mention another con that I've noticed. At least they may have changed this. I noticed that for some reason it seems just a little bit cumbersome. The controls seem a little bit cumbersome. What I mean by this is, whenever you're navigating the menu, it just seems delayed. There's no other way to put it. It's delayed. It seems a little bit delayed. It seems like there's some input. Not with the controller. I mean, when you play a game, it's perfectly fine. And speaking of the controller, I will get into it in a moment. But it seems a little bit delayed, especially noticeable when you type a message, like in the chat keyboard. You know, like you go to the little keyboard and you move through with the thumbsticks and all that. It seems a little bit delayed from where you press A, where you move the thumbstick and it goes and selects the next key in which you want to press or whatever. You know, those little things I pay attention to. I pay attention to little bitty details. I'm not a nitpicker. I just pay attention to little bitty details that add up to possibly a big problem. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the controller. How does it feel? I know a lot of people were judging the Xbox One, you know, by how it looked and stuff. I don't judge things by how they look. I judge things by how they play, feel, act, etc. When I first saw the Xbox One controller, it looked like it was a step down. I'm not going to lie, it really did. If you put them side by side, if you took a regular Xbox 360 Elite controller, which is, all black controller, at least their newer ones, and then with the transforming D-pad as well, which was still not the best D-pad in the world. It's not as good as the Xbox One. They've substantially improved their directional pad. But if you put them side by side, it looked like a huge step down, appearance-wise. I don't really, like I said, care about appearance, but I could just look at it and it looked like it was just like they didn't try. But whenever I actually held the controller, it felt actually much more, like I guess, relaxed. It felt more relaxed in my hands. It felt more comfortable than the Xbox 360 controller, which is a good thing. The thumbsticks feel like they have a little bit less dead zone than the Xbox 360. It is great because the more dead zone you have, the harder it is to aim and hit your target, especially when they're really far off, or if you're just trying to control recoil patterns, etc. in shooters. That's just how it is. And I think that's good that they improved on the thumbsticks. Now I know a lot of people were also controversial about having the dome-shaped thumbsticks or the concave thumbsticks like they've stuck to the 360, and luckily they did stick to the 360. I personally have my 360 right thumbstick as a PlayStation 3 thumbstick because I prefer thumbsticks, but the 360, they went back with the 360 concave, thumbsticks, and it looks pretty much the same, but it's a little bit smaller, I think, but it has a little bit better grip, and it does feel a lot better. So I'm not going to lie, I actually do enjoy the thumbsticks of the controller, and it feels overall pretty good. I give the controller 9 out of 10 for sure. It's definitely got great build quality, and you can definitely tell. I bought a battery pack with it as well because I don't like going through batteries. So be taking note of that too. If you want to have a controller that'll last a while, just get you a battery pack and you'll be good to go. I think they're like 20 bucks or so not too bad. But we're going to move on to the pros now, since we've more than halfway got through the commentary. The thing does play really smooth in comparison to the Xbox 360. Now that's a lot because of their updated software and their updated hardware, all their patches, netcodes, etc. There's a bunch of stuff that the Xbox One has that the 360 does not. It definitely plays the games much more smooth, but like I said, that's just because of how technology advances, and they're basically supposed to do that, obviously. If you got an Xbox One that played the same as the 360, people would rage even more than they already do. That's just how it is. So that's great. Some more positives about the Xbox One would be the fact that it has that built-in recorder. I think the PlayStation 4 does as well, but I'm just talking about the Xbox One in this video. It has a built-in recorder for the people that do not actually have the money to afford an Elgato or an Hopeyes HD PVR or whatever game recording hardware, software, whatever device that you may pick up, external wise. It is built in with the console itself, so you don't have to go back and actually buy one of those, which is good. But I must warn you, the quality is not as high as some would like it to be. For me, I personally prefer 1080p quality. I try to get the best quality possible, at least what I can do personally. Maybe better quality in the future, we'll see. I'll try and do that. But with the limitations that I have right now, I try to do my best, and I think 1080p looks pretty good, so we'll see how that goes. With the recorder though, with the built-in recorder, I actually had a little bit of a concern with these consoles, being that I figured it would bog them down. It would lessen their performance. I know this is the pros, part of the console, but I was just, wanting to state some of my concerns, and I'm still not for sure if this is a true statement or not. This is a prediction that I made back before the consoles even came out, when I knew that they were going to have these built-in recording game capture features. I mean, if you think about it for a second, if you take a PC and you record your PC, let's say on average you get about 70 frames. You start recording in 1080p, and you have a pretty fast hard drive, and you have a pretty good computer, and let's just say you're recording Battlefield. But let's just say, like I said, on max ultra settings, you get above, 60 frames. Let's say you average 70. When you start recording, that's going to dip a little bit. I don't know how much. It depends, because I've never had a rig that substantially beast. But whenever you press record, it definitely drops your frames. It bottlenecks your performance. So I figured it would do the same with these consoles. Honestly, I think it should have been another optional feature. I think it should be optional. It should be an optional feature to have stuff like that in, because it's always recording. It's never not recording. With the Xbox One, it has the go back in time feature, or I don't know exactly what it's called specifically, but you say Xbox One record that, and it goes back 30 seconds. It doesn't record from where you said that, so it's not like it's recording only on your command. It's recording the whole time, so it'll go back if you got a clip that you thought was awesome. So like I said, I find a little bit of a problem with that, because it's always recording, but we'll get on to another thing. So they actually still brought back the party chat, and you can party up with your friends and stuff, and obviously this is the basic functions of pretty much any console nowadays in this day and age. It's a good thing to have a party chat and a party system and all that. The PlayStation 3, as far as I'm concerned, it didn't have a full party chat, but we're not talking about PlayStation 3 here, but like I said, that was a big detrimental thing about the PS3. It really hurt the PlayStation 3, and I think that party chat is very important if you want to play with your friends. The whole point of a gaming console is to play with your friends, family, etc., and that's the point of it. It's for a social aspect. That's the whole purpose of it. And party chat's very important. It did not work perfectly in the beginning, but that's mainly because these consoles are extremely buggy. They were really rushed in the beginning. That's just how things work whenever you rush product. You should never rush a product. So I really wish these creators, developers, publishers, etc. would just learn that. I understand money talks, and that's how business works, and that's what makes the world go round. But honestly, that's very bad business, and you shouldn't do that. As a person that knows how business works, that's not right. You don't do it like that. That's not how you're supposed to do business. That's bad business, and that's bad etiquette. So the big question some of you are wanting me to answer, is it worth it? As of now, no, it is not. As of 4/11/14, it is not worth the $500, and I would not pay $500 if I had the choice to go back. But that's pretty much some of the pros and cons of this Xbox One review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave some opinions down in the comments if you think I missed something that you are still won't answered. But you guys, of course, have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.